Here's how I went from using no credit to making $22,000 in just one wholesale deal. So recently we had a deal for $90,000 under contract. What do I mean by that? Meaning that we found a motivated seller, and from us finding a motivated seller, we then put that motivated seller under contract for $90,000. Notice we did not give any money. We did not have to leverage any credit or anything of that nature. So we had a contract stating that they will sell us the property for $90,000. We will buy the property for $90,000. Seemed like a great deal. And I was like, man, I might buy this for myself. And then we got the contract first, but when I went up there, I had to meet somebody to break in the house and change the locks because the seller didn't have any locks. And when I went out there, I realized that they were 1 bedroom, 1 bath duplex right on each side, and it was shotgun style. For those who are not familiar with the shotgun style house, meaning the house goes straight back. So let me explain the house to you. You walk in, you're in the living room. You walk in the next room, you're in the bedroom. You walk again, you're gonna pass the bathroom, and then there's your kitchen, okay? So it's straight through. That's why it's called a shotgun house, because if you shot a shotgun in it, it goes straight through the house throughout the back door. So that's the style of the house, and the house needed a lot of work. And I own one of these already, and I know that Section 8 doesn't qualify them because they don't consider them rooms. So, and this was in a lower income neighborhood that's changing. I was like, well, you know, for a 1-1, it's not necessarily worth the headache. I'll just wholesale this thing, right? So we shot it out for about $140,000, right? Because that, in my mind, like, that's a good price for a duplex. Now, this is about 45 minutes outside Charlotte, North Carolina, and we got little to no bites, because the property needed about $70,000, $80,000 in work. It needed everything, okay? So we had little to no bites. A week goes by, I'm following up with people. One guy's like, okay, I'll do 100. And me and him was doing some negotiations. Get it, the property was under $90,000. So we sold it for 100. It's only $10,000 profit. So we were like, nah, we see if we can get him up. That didn't work. So what we did was we had to go back and renegotiate with the seller. We got the seller to like $80,000, right? $80,000. And I reduced the price, shot it back out to my buyers, right? I reduced it to like 119 or 115, shot it back out to my buyers. And one of my buyers was like, hey, I can do 100. We were able to get them up to like $102,000. Okay. Now, at this point, what we do is we do an assignment of contract, right? So they would get the buyer, we would assign them the contract, and we have the contract with the seller. So now we have the contract and the assignment of contract. And we put those together, we sent them to the attorney's office. We then closed the property, making us $22,000, and they got the deal, okay? The duplex deal, and they'll probably fix it up and rent it out and do their whole thing. They already have multiple properties in that particular area. So that is wholesaling in a nutshell. Yes, we made $22,000 in the deal, but there were some challenges. It took 2 to 3 weeks to get a buyer to actually commit to that deal. Sometimes that happens. So in your contract, you always want to give yourself, you know, at least 30 days, at least, you know, 45 days if you could, but at bare minimum 30 days to get rid of this property. Personally, if I can't sell a house in 30 days, I'm probably not going to be able to sell it. So I'm not going to waste anybody's time after that, and I'll go and cancel the contract. So there were some challenges due to the amount of work. It was a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, shotgun style house. A lot of people didn't like that, and the fact that it needed 70, 80K in work to be done right. All right, to get this done right. You know, you wasn't just going in here putting in $20,000. If you want to do it right, you needed 70, 80K. And with wholesaling, the most important thing is looking at comparables, right? What are the comparables? Okay, So in this particular area, there was no duplex that we could use as comparable sales because there hasn't been a duplex sale in years. The people who owned the duplexes in the area, they kept them. So I had to go like a mile or so out, which those duplex sales didn't really help me as much. Okay, in areas like this, what you'll notice is, and with the duplexes are not like a normal thing, because the bulk of the houses there are single family houses. So there's not a lot of duplex sales because people are holding on to them due to the income that they bring, etc. So that was a challenge we had to overcome. And I knew based off of you can get 1,100 each side for rent. If done right, you can get 1,100. That so the house can produce 2,200. So I figured all right, so somebody buy this for 100, 102, they put 70, they can get away with 70,000 and rent for $2,200. That's a good return for a landlord. Okay, so we was able to finally find a buyer who seen the value in that. But that is the wholesaling process. It is simple, but it's not easy. But that paperwork I talked about, if you want that paperwork, right? I'm opening up my community. If you look at the pinned comment, I'm going to give you all the paperwork you need to start wholesaling houses. I'm also going to teach you A through Z wholesaling houses, and you will get bi-weekly coaching calls with me. All right. If you're interested in that, check out the pinned comment to join the program so that you can get in the game. In the meantime, check out the video next to me. If I was broke in 2025, what would I do? I'm Nasser, AKA the Real Estate Guru. I'm not a guru, I'm a duru because I actually do this business. Peace.